Tommy, I was at the liquor store the other day,
No, Randy.
which is right next to a daycare. So, depending on who you are, you might call that a convenience store.
Oh, yes, definitely so.
Yeah. But I wasn't there to buy liquor. I bought some soda pop because that's my vice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lame.
Oh, I'm not lame. I love that sugar. That's the deadliest vice there is.
Get you all wound up.
How many lives has that sugar actually ruined? Countless.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
It's a stealthy killer, that sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the ninja of vices. It'll get you and you won't even know.
It's true.
It's like taking a Chinese star. Ooh, can you even say Chinese star these days? Is that PC?
Ooh, yeah.
Throwing star. How about that?
Right. Just leave the country of origin off of it.
Oh my gosh, Got to tread lightly. Oh my God.
We don't need no emails.
Well, I don't want an email. Well, I do want emails, but not any of them telling me what a bigot I am.
Yeah, positive press, people. Positive press.
All the 5-star reviews in life. That's what I want. So I was at this convenience store and I was checking out, and I couldn't help but notice, Tommy, because I've got a wandering eye. You see, not a lazy eye. I just look around quite a bit because I'm a curious cat.
Sure.
I mean, you gotta take in the world. You gotta stop and take it all in once in a while.
You might miss something.
Didn't Ferris Bueller say that?
I think you're right.
He's like, fucking look around. I think that was the line. Something
Okay.
like that. So I was looking around like Ferris Bueller told me to, and Tommy, they had adult magazines there.
Aw.
Do you know what an adult magazine is, Tommy?
I do.
Oh my gosh. And here's the thing. So at the top of the magazine rack were adult magazines, and at the bottom were Superman comics, which seems like the oddest combo.
Well, the kids are at eye level.
Sure, you're really catering to that daycare crowd. Dad and son can really have a real great trip. But
pick yours out, boy.
Yeah, but my thing is, I'm looking at these adult magazines. Well, I wasn't looking; I was gazing at them from afar because I'm not a prevert. And I'm like, well, what are these fossils? These relics from another time? Tommy, I'm here to ask you, what do you think? Do you think the average age of an adult magazine connoisseur is probably around 64? Would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
I think you're right on the money. If not even maybe a little older.
Who is buying these things? I can't believe these publications are still in business.
Right?
I should have really checked the publication date on each of them for this in-depth report. Like, excuse me,
August 1999.
Yeah, excuse me, liquor marm with the cross eye. Don't point your the one eye the other way. I'm not trying something over here. I'm just really researching when these things came out. Or I could have even asked, excuse me, liquor marm, when did you order these periodicals and how often do you sell them? Do you plan on donating these relics to a museum one day?
Just have your voice recorder out.
Yeah, this was going to be a real cutting edge piece here. I was going to win the Pulitzer about this. One of the magazines had high in the title or something and seemed to feature naked women smoking pot.
Oh, jeez.
Marijuana reefer, Tommy. I mean, is your pot culture so deep that you find it to be a real sexy turn on to see girls smoking what is assumed to be marijuana cigarettes? Like, I do love such a girl with bloodshot eyes who can absolutely crush an entire sack of Cool Ranch Doritos. Is that your bag? Yowza. So hot.
Ugh.
Tommy, there's no need for these things, these magazines. Don't you agree?
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you have the internet too,
Right.
Most people do. Gone.
Yeah, if there's anything that could ever be in like a magazine, be it, anything, you could probably find it more exclusively online, that's music, anything.
Rolling Stone.
It's an information superhighway.
Rolling Stone gives their entire magazine away for free online. So,
something about the paperback, I guess.
I mean,
it makes me spend $6.99 or whatever Rolling Stone charges nowadays.
I actually looked at a Rolling Stone magazine not too long ago, and it was $10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, I guess since they're selling 1/3 of them, they had to hike the price up.
I guess so. I mean,
for the person that really wants to buy the actual zine, then I guess they'll pay the piper.
Yeah, there's some hipsters out there. Like, I would rather buy a magazine. I used to love buying magazines. It was my favorite thing. And now there's no magazines.
Yeah, I would just years ago. Oh, you got me yawning.
Well,
years ago.
That's the only way to think about nostalgia, with a great hearty yawn.
Spend my a lot of my free time there at the Borders, and then eventually became Barnes and Nobles. But then I got too old and too busy.
Well, and plus pandemic, so.
Right. Well, yeah. This was BP.
Yeah, it was such a gas station. Gone, Tommy. You didn't even catch that pun, and I hate you for it. Gone are the days. Fuck. Gone are the days of prepubescent youth, Tommy, stumbling upon stacks of forgotten adult literature in the woods. Those days are gone.
Yeah, you always hear that story, right?
Yeah, you do.
My cousin's neighbor threw him out, behind the Old Man Harper's woods or whatever.
Right. Who was actually behind these pervy pamphlets just lying around the lazy woods of small town America? That's something.
It's just some old weirdo creep guy that tells people that he's going to the grocery store and runs out into the woods.
Oh man, it must have been Porny Claus distributing pervy pornography to all the good and bad.
In duffel bags across America.
Yeah. I mean, peeling around the dirt roads of America on his quad, tossing duffel bags into the woods for all the curious boys to find. He probably looked like the dirtiest man and smelled suspiciously like apricots, I would guess.
Rightfully so, right?
Rightfully so. I mean, these days, this generation's got it all twisted. Like, these days, you find out about the female form if you're 25 by seeing your aunt promote her OnlyFans account on social media. Like, things are weird now. Oh. God, you don't like talking about dirty things, do you?
Not too much, no.
I didn't think so.
Yep. You've known me a long time.
Yeah, this is true. You want to talk about something real dirty?
Oh, well.
Since you don't like talking about dirty things.
Shoot your shot.
Okay. Whoa, that was pretty dirty, Tommy. Gross. Here's the dirtiest. Right now I'm about to tell you a secret. I want you to lean in closer to your speakers. I want you to plug in your earbuds a little bit tighter, listeners, because I'm about to tell you something that's just about filthy. It's going to make you just want to take a cold shower real quick. I am about to drop a dirty, fat beat, D-boy.
Put it in. We're drinking summer shandy on Thursday. We so motherfucking out here, though. We never been this out here. Woo! So strange when it's changing the scene. What you know about Leonard Skinner? The whacker the intro, the hotter the verse every time, baby. I've seen the hard times and the pressure get on me. Well, I've been working like a working man do. Got my act together, gonna walk all over you. Pressure pushing down on me, pushing down on you. Shit, let's raise the roof. Woo! About time, it's the era of the rebels. Cloud 9 in the air up in the vessels. Generation fearless, got a taste for weirdness. Flow on fire, that's the way my beard is. Hard times, jump starting the grind. It's all good, y'all. Things fall apart sometimes. Let it go, let me know when you're ready, though. Don't push me, cuz until the edge I'm close. When the time comes, ride for something. Or live to be 90 and then just die for nothing. Speak their heart, your baby, speak their mind. And I'ma play their part, and I'ma freak that rhyme one time for you. Rhyme one time for you. I'm an island, man. There ain't nothing else by me, man. And I drink enough whiskey to float a battleship around this bitch any motherfucking how. Wow.
Welcome to the Miserable Retail Slave Show. We're coming to you from the Pod Shack outside beautiful Flint, Michigan, USA. My name is Randy. Tommy's over there. Say hello to the people, Tommy.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Like, what an honor. What a privilege it is for us to be entertaining you right now. Wouldn't you say, Tommy?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's very much fun.
It's God damn, you have a way with words. I can't wait till your first novel is out. What with the way you talk like Yoda and stuff.
It will be in some language.
You just have a way to calm the common man's soul.
I have my own dialect, right?
You do, the Tommy cadence of life.
It's my brand.
Oh, God. Brand redneck. That's you. Would you classify yourself as a redneck, Tommy? Do you think so?
No.
Yeah. He says to me.
I shower every day and brush my teeth and don't have a truck. And
that Lawrence the Cable fella has a new special on that Netflix. Did you watch it?
Oh, no, but I will now.
Oh, I'm highly curious about it. I really want to, just to see.
Yeah. Well, he's, and I tell people this all the time because it's like he's really good at what he does. It's really hard to do what he does. It's like...
Say 3 words, get her done.
Well, no, his joke structures and stuff he's a really good comedian. Like him or not, or think he's funny or not. I mean, he's good at what he does. It takes a long time to get the stage presence that he has, and I'm not saying that I don't like the gimmick part of it. I definitely don't like the gimmick, but Dan Whitney he's a good comedian. And now you can say that it'd be like saying, recognizing that there's a band that you don't like, but you recognize they're good at what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't hate on Larry as much as some guys do. I don't like the gimmick part of it, but actually when you watch him as a student of the game, he's very good. He's very slick in his joke writing.
Some comedians are professional wrestlers, though. They got to have a real solid gimmick.
I hate it. I mean, I guess I don't hate it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, but he grew up in a different time, in a different world. He was probably influenced by a Gallagher that had to smash a watermelon to sell some tickets.
Oh, no. Larry was a real person for a long time. Dan
he was Whitney, a real person. He was a real live boy.
No, he was a comedian in the 80s and 90s, until he adopted Larry the Cable Guy. But his name's Dan Whitney. He's from Nebraska. And he was a comedian, probably like at my level, so middle, usually middles, maybe headlining some places. And got on the radio.
Oh wait, so there's still hope for you.
I just gotta find my niche.
Yeah, you gotta
Fran
find
the
your
fisherman
niche.
or something.
Yeah.
and he was on a radio show. And I believe he was one of the DJs, or he just might have been on the show. but he did a bunch of different characters, and Larry the Cable Guy was one of the characters that he would call in and pretend to be for the show. And it just kind of took off. And so he decided, or somebody, I don't know if he did or somebody told him or decided for him, like, hey, this is how you're going to make it in comedy, is you're going to be Larry the Cable Guy. So yeah, he was a real regular comedian beforehand. You can look him up on YouTube, Dan Whitney.
Wow. Tommy.
He's got pleated pants pulled up to his belly button and a dress shirt and a curly mullet and all that.
Damn, you really put some stank on that when you said pleated pants. You really spit that right into that microphone.
I think it really says something about 1988, you know?
Jesus Christ. Did you have a sneer on your face when you said that? The way it came across.
There's something about pleated pants that I just...
it really cranks your gears, apparently.
Yeah, gets my goat.
Yeah. Tommy, have you heard of Godzilla?
Nope.
Okay. Tommy, have you heard of Godzilla Your Face?
Wasn't the answer you're going for.
Have you heard of Godzilla
Yes, I've
Your
heard of
Face? Have you heard of Godzilla
Yes.
Your Face? Have you heard of
Yes.
Godzilla Your Face?
Oh, my God.
That is the best cut down I've ever heard in the history of the universe. That was an actual conversation I heard between two live boys. They were at my old job that I no longer work at. It was the sickest burn that a fourth grader has ever dropped on another fourth grader. The one fourth grader says to the other, "Have you heard of Godzilla?" And the other one goes, with the cockiest tone, "Have you heard of Godzilla Your Face?"
You don't come back from that one.
There's no coming back. Like, that's pretty much the sickest burn anyone's ever been gotten with.
What'd the other kid say?
Nothing. There was no,
Yeah.
He just turned away. There was no coming back.
He said, okay, Josh ain't my friend anymore.
Yeah, that's a drop the mic moment.
Godzilla Your Face. I like it.
Have you heard of Godzilla? Have you heard of Godzilla Your Face? Shit.
Yeah.
You put some very specific restrictions on our recording schedule tonight. You said we cannot, and I repeat, cannot start before 7:30 because you had to watch your Jeopardy. Tommy, are you very heartbroken that your Alex Trebek man has died?
I am, man. I mean, I knew it was coming, of course, like the whole world. He was very open about his sickness. He was very candid about his sickness.
Well,
so
I mean, Tommy, everyone dies, baby. That's a fact.
Yeah, right. But it's Alex Trebek, right?
Well, I mean, the mustache is immortal.
Yeah. He only had that for a long time.
But he should have.
Yeah. I mean, it was just one of those things, you know. I mean, I always, when I was a kid, as far back as I could remember, I believe Jeopardy started in 1984, I think. And so I would have been 2 years old. And so, of course, I wouldn't remember. So, you know, my earliest memories are watching Jeopardy as a kid. And then I grew up and, you know, me and my kids watch Jeopardy every night and The Beloved. And we all watch it. And we all have a good time with it. Just like, you know, me and my dad usually talk about it the next day about what we, you know, the character, you know, the contestants or, you know, some of the questions. So it's always been a huge part of my life. And yeah, I was pretty sad about it. But I mean, it wasn't a big shock when I heard. My daughter actually texted me the news article because she was, I don't remember where she was. Maybe she was at school or something, but texted me the article that he had passed away. So yeah. And now I see that Ken Jennings will be the first interim host.
Yeah, you're all right with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like Ken Jennings. I think if there's anybody that should be doing it, it should be him. But it doesn't sound like he's in it for the long haul, at least not yet.
I think he should be. I mean, he makes the most sense to me. He's got a tie to the whole franchise and whatever.
Yeah, he's very whimsical and charismatic. And I think he would he's kind of hip, you know, but he's just like, well, he's nerdy enough to where like people aren't bored with him, I don't think. I think he's got that charismatic. I'm very smart, but I'm cool. I always felt that way about him. I think he's very funny. So yeah, I hope that he eventually takes over, but it sounds like there's going to be a slew of them before they settle on or reveal. I guess it should be who will be the new host. I saw somebody comment on Facebook that said that they should just start it over and just start from 1984 and just give us 30 more years of Alex.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that would be cool. I could do that.
I wonder, are the old episodes on like Netflix or something? They should be streaming somewhere because it's a show you could watch forever because it's just trivia. So why not?
Yeah, they're either on Netflix or Hulu. I'm not sure how far they go back, but I watch them quite a bit on there. I try to stay at the current ones so I can understand the clues a little better. But I'm pretty sure
you have so much knowledge in your head, don't you?
Yes, I do. I just don't know how to find it most of the time.
Well,
but it's up there bouncing around. And our theme song, all D-Boy, Dan Amboy there,
that's right.
was he won Jeopardy. Did you know that?
Children's Jeopardy or something, didn't he?
Kids, Teen Jeopardy, Kids Jeopardy. I mean, maybe it was kids, but yeah, he blew them out of the water. And I did watch his episode. He sent it to me when we were working at a restaurant together. But NBC or whatever it was on then, I think it's CBS now, but I think back then it was NBC. They have since taken them all down off YouTube. So.
Oh, that's a shame.
But he really he blew them out of the water. It was a fun episode to watch.
Tommy, when I was growing up, my Alex Trebek had a mustache.
Yes, he did.
And that's how I choose to remember him, with a mustache. Tommy, when I was growing up, my Magnum PI had a mustache.
Mr. Selleck.
Did you know there's a Magnum PI show on the television?
Oh God, no. Wait, maybe I did know that.
It's been on the air. It's been on the air for like 4 years. I swear to God, network television is the new underground scene because nobody under a certain age knows it exists. Like you have to be 50 and over. It's a real exclusive club.
That's very true. They're like, you watch something other than TikTok?
Yeah, if it's not on a streaming service, nobody knows it exists. Like,
do you get into the TikTok?
Do I get into it? Well, I've been thinking about starting an account for the program here for the longest time, and I just haven't yet. I'm going to, but
yeah, I've been thinking about it. The beloved's always watching them, and she sends me some real funny ones, and the kids really get into them. And they're always telling me that I should make an account and start doing my goofy shit that I run around and just do around the house. And I don't know, for some reason they think it'd be funny on there. Maybe it will be, but I don't know.
Here's getting inside the weeds a little bit. That TikTok there has like Facebook and Instagram and even Twitter now, they limit the amount of, you have, how many friends on Facebook do you have?
Some 3,000 some, I think, maybe.
Only a small portion of that 3,000 actually ever sees your nonsense on the Facebook because they want you to boost your posts so that more people see them.
Right.
Whereas
I've noticed.
Yeah. Whereas on TikTok, it's still so new that if you have 300 followers or whatever they're called, then 300 followers will see it plus some. And that's why TikTok's awesome right now.
Yeah, and you see these people and you're like, how are they stars? How are they TikTok stars? Because some of them are just the dumbest, weirdest people, and that's all it takes. And I figure I'm pretty dumb and I'm pretty weird, so why not?
I read an entire in-depth article. I think it was probably in the New Yorker, I guess. I love these in-depth pieces from the New Yorker on the most
the New
Yorker about the most ridiculous stuff. I really enjoy it, and it was about a big mansion in Los Angeles, of course, and 6 TikTok millionaires lived there, and they were all under the age of 20 because they have made so much money from TikTok, and they spent their entire days dreaming up new talks to do. And I'm like, it's literally 15 seconds of your life. Don't think too hard, please.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I should do? Don't steal my idea. I like to hide in the house and wait until one of the girls turns the corner and I just jump out because they'll scream. I should just start recording those and putting them on TikTok.
Do it. Why not?
Oh, man. I bet you those would get some good likes.
Good likes. But this Magnum PI goes against everything I've known. Like the lead in it doesn't have a mustache at all. He doesn't.
That's not right.
He doesn't have all this chest hair popping out of his Hawaiian floral shirt.
Does he wear the Hawaiian shirt?
No, he does not.
What?
Because it's not hip and trendy.
Does he have a Detroit Tigers cap on?
I mean, in the promos that I've seen, no.
Wow.
Here's the most.
Well, that's not.
Here's the most grievous fucking injustice to the spirit of Magnum PI. Higgins is a hot blonde chick.
That's not right.
Still British, but hot and blonde. Like Magnum could hook up with Higgins at any point. I mean, theoretically, in the 80s, he could have too, but that would have been a whole different show.
Higgins in his Boy Scout outfit.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
I always thought it was weird, right? That was definitely like he was like a park ranger or something, huh?
I guess.
Looked like he was going to take Magnum on a safari at any moment.
Yeah. I mean, what a weird show. I don't even know what the I just remember my dad watching it all the time when I was a kid.
Well, he was like obviously he was a private investigator, but I think he was like was he like an ex-cop or an ex-sports star or something?
Well, I think you're thinking of Tom Selleck and Mr. Baseball.
Well, Tom Selleck was an ex-sports star in real life, so I think a lot of his roles have he played basketball for I believe it was UCLA or USC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he tore his knee or something, and that ruined his hopes of going to the NBA, and that's how he got into acting.
Tom Selleck has had some bad luck in his life because he was originally supposed to be Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but he turned it down for what did he turn? Was it Magnum? No,
Magnum wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
because he was signed under contract for Magnum, and they wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah, I think he has said though. I'm pretty sure he has said that he doesn't regret that.
That's silly to me. That's really silly to me.
But I mean, he's not much less famous than Harrison Ford, I wouldn't think.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Maybe it's just because my parents grew up huge Tom. I mean, my parents.
Your parents have
Tom Selleck fans, so maybe that they think he's more famous than what he is. He turned down David Hasselhoff's character in Baywatch. Yes, he was. Mitch was written for him, or he was offered the role, and he turned it down because he did not like the scantily cladness of the show.
Oh my God! What are you, a Mormon all of a sudden, Selleck?
He kind of is, and I kind of love him for it. He's kind of a very he's a big NRA guy, but he's not a dick about it. He walked off the Rosie O'Donnell show. I
remember that. Yeah, let's make.
See, I know a lot about Tom Selleck. Isn't it weird?
That's weird.
I'm fucking writing his biography over here. Like Thomas Magnum Selleck was born.
That would have been a weird show with Tom Selleck and as the lead in Baywatch. Holy cow!
Yeah, I think he was kind of hot at the time. It was probably coming off. Magnum was probably only a couple years off the air, so.
The problem is Tom Selleck's never been cheesy, and fucking David Hasselhoff, that's all he knows.
Right, Knight Rider.
Yeah, so it would have been a totally different show.
Oh, Tom Selleck's great. I watched a movie the other night with him in it. It was him and Sam Elliott, and I can't think of it. And it wasn't that good of a movie. But...
Did their mustaches fight?
No, they were brothers, but Sam Elliott decided to join the Confederates, and Tom Selleck was a Union. So it was called the Shadow Riders. Yeah, it was with that girl from that died from Poltergeist.
Oh, it would have been a much better show if their mustaches were like living aliens, and
the mustaches talked.
Yeah, and they like latched onto them like parasites, and then at the end, the mustaches fought in a deadly duel. Would have been great.
Yeah, I'm a huge Tom Selleck fan, man. I'm a big Quigley Down Under fan, and an Innocent Man, and Mr. Baseball. And I haven't watched any of that Blue Bloods though.
Oh, but that's because you're not 60 years old. That's why. That's one of those underground network shows that you're not allowed to know about unless you know the secret password.
Oh, that's funny.
You have to shout loudly at your television. The crow flies at midnight. The crow flies at midnight, and then it'll come on.
Yeah, I'm a big Tom Selleck fan, though. I think he's very underrated. I always laugh though because when he ran as Thomas Magnum, He's got almost bullet, like his knees buckle in. And I always thought that was funny because he's like a sports star or whatever, but his knees like go inward when he runs. So it's kind of.
Why are you running like a spaz, Magnum? Oh my God.
Yeah. What'd you guys do? Well, we did a podcast where we talked about Tom Selleck for 25 minutes.
Pure Magnum all the time. That's right. Double XL, baby. I don't know what that means.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah. Hey, girls, hey. Oh my gosh. So a few weeks ago, Pookie, my girlfriend, whom I adore, got the kids hermit crabs. Do you know what these are?
I do.
They're curious little creatures, these hermit crabs.
Yeah, they don't live very long. I'm sure that's where this is going.
Well, so in the wild, they're supposed to live like 30 fucking years.
But for some reason, you put them in a cage and it's like 2 hours.
I mean, what's the deal with that, right? So these
They're like
things,
goldfish.
They really are. These things are the most high maintenance creatures you've ever experienced in your life. Like they're the prima donnas of the whole crustacean family. Like literally, they've done studies, and incredible scientists believe that lobsters swimming in the ocean right now, based on their genetic makeup, are immortal. They live forever. Based on their cellular structure and the way their bodies are set up, they can live forever.
That's for real? That's what they really believe? Like there's like 6,000-year-old lobsters down there?
Yes.
And we're just like breaking them open and eating them over butter?
I mean, just like wine, baby, I guess.
I don't think I've ever had lobster. It just seems like I don't want to eat an alien monster.
Yeah, that's what they look like, right?
That's what they are. Apparently, they live forever.
I'm telling you. Well, maybe I should. I guarantee you, I'm going to bring up an article because you don't seem to believe me. Lobster.
No, I do.
Immortal. They're like the Highlanders of the sea creatures. Yes.
Yeah. Sebastian from the Little Mermaid. There, under the sea.
Right. Oh, this is on Wikipedia. What does it say?
Because that's a truthful source.
Yeah. Research suggests that lobsters may not slow down, weaken, or lose fertility with age, and that older lobsters may be more fertile than younger lobsters. Wow. Their longevity may be due to an enzyme that repairs blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. They last a long time, apparently.
Yeah. See, you didn't prove shit.
No, I didn't. Well, Wikipedia.
But I do believe you.
Yeah.
I do believe you. I believe you because I want to believe you. I want to believe that, and I believe tortoises live like 300 years and shit. So.
Yeah, that's right. Well, wait a minute. There's a bunch of articles that say that they're not immortal. Let's see what Snopes says. Snopes.com knows.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because I know a family that had a hermit crab, and they lost their hermit crab, and they never found it. They have like a ghost of a hermit crab possibly haunting their house or something.
The ghost of a hermit crab? What? Repeat that?
Well, they came home one day, and it wasn't in the. I know a family that got a hermit crab, and they came home one day, and it wasn't in its cage, and they've never found it.
Oh, that's because they bury themselves in the dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They bury themselves in the dirt to molt. And then sometimes they just die there because they don't come out because they're fragile little pansies.
They never live. I don't know why.
They never live.
They don't. They last like 3 hours. They're more useless than I am.
Okay. I guess it says lobsters don't age the way other living creatures do. but they still can die, apparently. So they're not immortal. I guess I lied to you.
They can die. It doesn't say they always do.
Lobsters live forever.
Vampire lobster.
Yes. Let's pitch that to the Sci-Fi Network. Vampire lobster. God, we'll get a franchise. If there can be a Sharknado, there can be Vampire lobster.
Yeah. What's Ian Ziering doing?
Nothing. Let's pick any one of the 90210 cast. Minus Luke Perry. Sorry, rest in peace.
Yeah. We can even have Brian Austin Green. We spell it Vampire Lobsters
with a Z. That's right. What's that Andrea chick up to? She's got nothing going on. I guarantee it. We can get her for a song and a dance.
Is it Shannon Doherty and what was the other Jenny Garth and all them?
Yeah. Let's get all of them. Let's have just a 902 reunion, but with vampire lobsters.
Exactly.
We'll have them enter the peach pit and get attacked by vampire lobsters. It'll be great.
Right. Then they gotta recruit all these people. We'll just get the people from Melrose Place to come in and help them.
Yeah, let's get them all. Ain't none of them doing nothing. That'll be our big stunt to get all the butts in the seats.
Yeah, there you go.
And then our high quality writing about vampire lobsters will be what really seals it as an instant all time classic.
Just a lobster, like I want to suck your blood.
Well, I mean, I prefer not to put some sort of stereotypical ethnicity on our vampire lobsters. I don't need to get in trouble on Twitter.
I see. They're from a different sea.
They're from under the sea, okay? Not location specific.
Can they still wear suits and ties like Dracula and a cape?
I mean, that would be okay. But I prefer if our vampire lobsters have perfect newscaster Midwestern accents.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be scary. A Midwestern lobster.
What's the deal? Have you ever noticed this? That so Midwestern guy newscasters, they basically just talk, but Midwestern, but female newscasters always have the same tone and delivery to their stories.
Well, they're all supposed to have what is called the Midwestern accent.
Yeah,
they're all supposed.
I know, but the women seem to deliver it in a certain way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Today on Capitol Hill.
You sound like a parody of a newscaster.
Big things were going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of debate today about the way things were going.
I think it just boils down to the age-old thing that women just try harder than men.
Damn.
They do. They do. Guys are. I feel like males are just lazier, just in genetics, right?
Try hard with a vengeance. That'll be our double feature with vampire lobsters. We'll call it Try Hard. It'll be about a barefooted reporter gal trying to make it in the big city with her Midwestern accent, trying to break a news story while terrorists attack a building.
It'd be April. It'd be like April Elliott when she discovered the turtles. They can discover the vampire lobsters.
April O'Neil. Why would you say April Elliott?
April O'Neil.
Who's April Elliott?
Right. April O'Neil. I don't know, but April O'Neil. You're right.
Man, what's up with that April O'Neil's sex life, by the way, where she was just like hanging out with turtles all the time? What a loser. Why don't you find some friends?
Casey Jones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not somebody you bring home to mom. He's wearing a goalie mask, for Christ's sake, and carrying around golf clubs.
Right. Big fan of Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if you had like a sister or something and she was like, oh, this is my boyfriend, and he showed up wearing a goddamn goalie mask to Thanksgiving dinner. How would you react? How would you feel?
Like, this dude parties.
Oh, yeah, that's probably how you would react and how you would feel.
Like, I know you're going to take shots with me.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean,
And I didn't mean hockey shots either.
Ah, I see what you did there. So the girlfriend gets these hermit crabs because the kids have been clamoring for these things. And they're creepy little things. Really,
Would you say the kids were crabby without them?
They were crabby without them, and they were crabby with them because the youngest was a little bit terrified of them because sure they look like little.
Fuck yeah!
They look like little creepy alien spiders. You know?
I hate them.
I mean, that motherfucker lands on your face. It's going to implant a full blown chest buster in you, and then Ripley's going to take you out. You know.
Yeah, I don't like to. I don't even like to see pictures of the damn things.
I know, but they're kind of fun to watch or whatever. And you've got to put because they're just pompous, flamboyant, arrogant asses. They love to peacock around, so you have to have various different shells in their little cage there because they like to dress for the occasion. You know, they like to dress for success. So that
they do walk around like they're fucking Sir Lancelot, don't they?
Yes, that's how they walk around, like Sir Lancelot.
Shields.
Just strutting around like that Lancelot.
One long leg in front of the other.
Hody ho, look at me. On the runway.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah. Do you like the latest brand of my shell? Are you envious?
That's how our vampire lobsters are going to be.
Yeah,
just
that's
assholes.
Right. Well, yeah, they've got to be. They're like insects with fangs and fins. They got to be assholes.
This might be my favorite episode of all time, by the way.
Fantastic. So, anyways, these crabs, they periodically just slough off their old shell and climb into a new one just because they feel like it, because it's a Friday night and they're down for anything.
Yeah, got to get my party outfit on.
That's right. So you got to have that. Let's see. I looked up a whole list of these things. So they breathe air through modified gills. So they'll drown in water and they have no lungs. But if their gills dry out, they'll die. Do you understand what I just said to you?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's got to be the perfect balance of air, water in the air.
Let's give it to an 8-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. You got to make sure that motherfucking hermit crab is getting waterboarded by the air, or else it's not happy. That's how it's got to live at all times. Just a damp washcloth over its face, trying to breathe.
Walking into the wall.
Yeah. So, you have to have it a specific humidity, or else they'll die by suffocation over a month-long period. So it'll be like a slow, drawn-out demise, which is awful.
Oh my god! Yeah.
So
what a way.
Yeah. So also, they're omnivores. So they like meat and they like plants, like people.
Okay.
However, they're really fucking picky because they don't like to smell the same meal twice in a row. So you got to change it up.
Oh Jesus!
Or else they won't.
People.
Yeah, yeah. They like a little pizza. They like a little spice in their life. I'm like these are like the food critics of the sea here.
Like, no, I'm not eating seaweed again.
Yeah, they're writing strongly worded critiques in the evening paper every Friday. Just critiquing the local restaurants.
Yeah, they can't have salmon 2 days in a row.
Yeah. Also, hermit crabs need 2 different types of water in their cages at all times. They need one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right. They need one.
Why do we give these to kids? Give them a cat. Jesus, give them a dog. God.
Ironically, the article that I took this all from said that hermit crabs were the perfect first pet. Really?
Teach you some responsibility.
Teach you to never want to have children of your own.
Right, I killed it.
Yeah. So
well, it was a 98% chance that was going to happen there, bud. So
So you have to have one bowl of fresh water and one bowl of salt water. However, the bowls have to be big enough for the crabs to completely dive into, however, not too deep so they can't crawl out of it, or else they'll drown. With their fucking gills, they'll still drown.
It sounds like they weren't made to be out of the fucking ocean.
I don't think they're made to exist on this world. Like
it doesn't sound like it.
They just need to float around on luscious clouds.
Right.
And
they probably do on
criticize us. So anyways, she gets these crabs, and I come over, and they had just come back, right? And so, like, the first thing you have to do when you get a hermit crab from the pet shop, well, and apparently the pet shop owner, which all pet shop owners are got to be real winners, he was like, "Oh, we sold out of all the outgoing crabs. We only have the shy ones left." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. Are you're sitting there judging the personalities of these hermit crabs? You're really calling some of them nerds and wallflowers? Are you kidding me?"
He knows. He knows. He has nothing to do all day except for sit around and talk to the various hermit crabs. The cats won't listen to him.
Yeah. No, they won't. That's just true. Yeah, so he just condescendingly judges the hermit crabs. So he's like, we just got the shy ones left, so you're gonna have to, And girlfriend's like, okay, So the first thing you have to do is apparently bathe them in a special solution to get the pet store smell off of them, so the crabs don't attack each other, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So maybe
we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just have them fight to the death, celebrity death, crab death match.
Crab death match. So she had already done one, and she was about to do another one, and the kids were playing with them and whatever, and so we got the one, and we put it in this solution, whatever it is, carefully measured out, and it's swimming around. And it starts to try to get out of its shell. And then it just sits there. And I'm like, you need to get that out of the water. And then it just sits there. I'm like, you need to get that out of the water. And the girls are like, oh, look at it. It's trying to shed its shell. Look at it. And there's all these smiling, expectant faces. And I'm like watching the world's worst snuff film because this thing is like... not moving, and I'm like, get it out of there. And finally I basically with an outburst was like, you need to get it out of there now. And then it started to dawn on
yelling.
Yeah. And then it started to dawn on the kids that this little pampered crustacean here was perishing right before their eyes. The worst thing ever. And so, no, indeed, first of all, they had to settle for some shy crab. They didn't get some life of the party charismatic hermit crab. They had to get the shy one. So it starts to dawn on them, and the oldest one was like, it was the oldest one's hermit crab, and she was like, I was just starting to bond with it, and the tears are coming. So she starts crying. So the other two start crying, and all of a sudden there's just crying and weeping, and I'm like, oh my God. So we take this hermit crab and we put it back in the thing, and I'm like, oh, it'll be fine, And I'm just sitting there trying to look up some pagan ritual or voodoo magic to resurrect this creature.
Pet cemetery and shit.
Yeah, I mean, just some lobster resurrection ritual. I don't know. I mean, the way this year is growing, I'd fuck around and the creature would grow into a Cthulhu and end the world. But I was willing to try because I had 3 crying children there, and I'm like, come on, And I'm watching. I'm just watching this thing for any sign of movement, and I see a leg move, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's moving. Look at it. It's fine. Come in here. It's moving. I just saw it move. It's moving, and it's the last time I witnessed the last time it ever moved. Just a twitching leg.
It's last breath. It's last fight for survival.
The song of the hermit crab was, and then done. And I'm like, these stupid animals.
Aliens, man.
And I'm like, well, I guess this taught them an important lesson that all life was precious, right?
Sure.
And they were like, can we get a lizard? And I'm like, never.
Right.
Never.
So how many hermit crabs do they have left?
I think there's 2 left.
Okay. They started with 3?
Yeah. So it's
just a couple days.
No, this was a while ago. They've been going for a couple months now.
Oh wow! Okay.
There's definitely one left. One hasn't been seen for a while.
Oh.
but they do bury themselves in the sand because apparently that's how they get their stupid shitty skin off. They like bury themselves and then dig themselves out, and their skin just flies off. And they're the weirdest creatures.
Oh.
Well, apparently one thinks he's the cock of the walk.
What they name him?
Oh, I don't even know. I should probably know that, but I don't. One of them thinks he's
thinks he's a what?
One of them thinks he's the cock of the walk. He just struts around like, oh, I guess this is my little world now.
So that one is Lancelot.
It's certainly Lancelot. If it wasn't before, it is now. Definitely Lancelot.
Oh, too good.
Too good. That's what it is. It's still echoing. It's driving me nuts.
I don't hear it. Am I echoing too?
No, just me. Usually it doesn't do that. That's weird. All right. It's not doing it now. Anyways. Hemingways. Tommy, did you hear about these mysterious monoliths that appeared in Utah?
Yeah, I think it was just one, right?
It was one, but yesterday another one appeared in Romania.
Well, I heard the one in Utah is gone.
The one in Utah is gone. Some mysterious men took it away.
So they just dropped it in Romania, huh?
Well, I mean, that's quite a hike to go from Utah to Romania in a day.
Well, and a jet airliner, huh?
Why would you say it to me like that? Was that your jet airliner noise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fire it up.
I guess I can respect that. What do you think of this? Do you think this is like some secret cult? What are you trying to tell me, Monolith?
What is a monolith? I mean, I saw the picture, but...
I don't know. That's what they're calling it. It looks like a metal pole to me.
Right? I know. Somebody dropped half their toolbox out there, and like people are like, "What's going on? Oh my god!" I don't get it. It looks like the back of a like dark gray toolbox my dad had in the 80s. So I don't know. I don't get it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's probably a hoax, right? People just nothing else to do, and they're like, "Oh, let's get the nerds all riled up."
Maybe. I thought you'd have I thought it was like bait for strippers. Like, you know how hunters around here bait deer by dropping piles of like carrots and shit.
Yeah, and apples.
Yeah, somebody thought, let's drop this fancy metal thing that looks like a pole in the middle of nowhere and see if we can scrounge up any strippers.
So weird. I don't know, man. I don't know why Utah. I don't get it.
Why not Utah?
Right. Utah needs a little loving every now and then, huh?
Utah needs a monolith here and there. They got nothing else going on. They got some salt lakes and a city right here.
Never heard from Romania in a while. That's where the haunted forest is, but
yeah, I mean, Romania needs some more supernatural doings, right?
Sure. That already sounds scary enough, right? Romania.
Yeah. Maybe this is the adult version of Elf on a Shelf. You just gotta mind your P's and Q's because the monolith is always watching.
Yeah, and then it flies to a different area every night.
Yeah, I think. Oh, speaking of flying, did you see this? A man flying in a jetpack has been spotted in the skies over Los Angeles twice now.
Rocket Man?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, that's pretty wild.
This was reported on CNN and everything. Like it's.
Oh.
I mean, who is this guy, first off? Second of all,
Yeah, that's
why aren't you advertising who you are? Because if I was him, I would not be shy. Like, you are flying around in a jetpack. I would be flying around yelling, I'm flying around in a jetpack. Gravity is afraid of me. That's what I'd be yelling constantly.
he probably don't have it patented yet.
Oh,
he's just like an entrepreneur, like genius that's out there testing his shit.
Oh man, player on air there. How is this guy not capitalizing on this? What better
What's
thing?
That?
How is this guy not capitalizing on this? What better thing to put in an online dating profile than I have a jetpack, I fly, girl, I fly.
Yeah, want to fly up to the Hollywood sign?
Sure.
Sounds fun. I wonder what happens if it runs out of gas or something.
Well, I mean, you fall, but that's part of the. He's a bad boy, you see. That's part of the appeal. So this has been the Miserable Retail Slave Show.
Okay.
Do us a great big favor. Go to that Facebook.com. Big doings. I'm gonna start a new Facebook group on the Facebook.com that's gonna be public instead of private, so that anybody can join. Just hoping that we get so many people joining. Just randoms from all over the place. Also, we're gonna have a new thing on that Patreon, that patreon.com. It's gonna be MRS Up All Night. It's a full-length episode where we just have some fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That
was a fun episode. So was this one. We're getting better at this after 9 years.
Yeah, I mean, we're finally hitting our stride, you know? Well, I mean, they say you don't hit your stride as a comedian until you're 10 years in, right?
That's right. That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, right on par.
Right on par. So we're going to try to hit a birdie next week. We're going to hope you're here with us. Until then, stay miserable.